I believe in God, but that sort of upbringing felt really restrictive. It's so rules based that you sort of miss the most important parts of what that faith is supposed to be about. And I've kind of let a lot of the Roman Catholic side of me go, just so that I could create space for me to form my own understanding of what my faith should encompass. Right now, I'm really clear on the fact that the most important part of my faith is to be as loving and kind to people, to the world around me, not just people, but I have 2 dogs, so I take care of them in the most loving way because I want that to come back to me.
If everyone does magic, if the Catholic Church does magic, if the Freemasons do magic, they built the world that the Western world that we currently live in. If I'm watching television and I'm seeing Elon Musk do this mudra, and then I watch Trump do this mudra, and then I watch Trump Jr., whatever the fuck his name is, do this mudra, I know that they're all practicing magic. If they're all practicing magic, they're understanding the importance of witchcraft. They're understanding that this is part of who we are. They've been denying that this is an aspect of who we are. Because if they keep that to themselves, they can maintain control. But what I aim to do is free everybody from that. I perform rituals. I'm like trying to figure out how to say that I perform rituals in a way that doesn't make me sound scary. Am I a priestess? Potentially. But I've been practicing my spirituality in a ritualistic way for a very long time, and I can tell you that it does in fact work. I have changed my life multiple times. And I've manifested small potatoes, but I have done it. And I'm on my journey for bigger and better. Better is subjective. More reach. More abundance. More resources. But I know how to do it. Because I already wrote the map. I just didn't know that I could until kind of recently. It occurred to me that this is what I wanted kind of recently. Because I had to do a lot of work to dig myself out from all the programming and bullshit that society has told me about what it means to be a person in the world. And I found out what that means for myself. But magic is important. It's an important part of just being a person, just being a human. And it's not what you think either. Magic is intention plus action. It's a miracle that we can create things. Creating anything is magic. It's not supernatural. It's not otherworldly. It's the most natural thing in the world. Part of why I'm here, just in general, is to share my inherent knowledge about paganism, about taking ownership over your spirituality and your spiritual self, what it means to perform a ritual, what a ritual might require, and also how to just ritualize your life. The space between the spirit and the ego is where we need to find ourselves. And when spirit takes form, it does so with the help of the ego in ritual. And then through discipline, continued action, diligence, and just general hard work. Because life is hard work. We got this. That's what I do for that's what I do.
Little witchy tip. Did you know that your house number directly affects your home environment? And when you understand your home's numerology, not only can you counteract some of the negative sides to that home's vibe, but you can also change it if you want to. How do we get our house number's numerology number? You're going to take your street number, let's say it's 822, and you're going to add it as individual numbers. So 8 plus 2 plus 2 equals 12, right? And then we're going to take 12, which is 1 plus 2, that equals 3. So you would have house number 3. This excludes houses that equal to 11 or 22. Those are master numbers, and we will cover them. So don't add those two together. But we're looking for 1 through 9, 11, or 22. Okay, so house number 1 is a house of independence, free thinking, fresh starts, ingenuity. It supports confidence, growth, leadership. Its challenges, though, is it can be a very restless house. It's very high energy. It can also feel really isolating, and it will need to be balanced with rest and grounding exercises. House number 2 is a home of harmony, love, and relationships. It can support a very nurturing, loving environment where emotional connections and relationships can grow. But it can also be a very emotionally sensitive house. It can also attract indecisiveness in those who live there. You're going to need firm boundaries to live in this home. House number 3 is a home of creativity, joy, and socializing. It supports all creative types, especially artists. It's very lighthearted and joyful, but it can feel scattered and chaotic at times. It can be hard to focus or be productive in this space, and it needs grounding energy regularly. House number 4 is all about stability, discipline, security. It is a Stoic's house. It supports long-term success and encourages structure and responsibility. It helps its occupants build firm foundations, but it can feel very rigid, stuffy, and heavy. It can be a very serious house. Relaxation also needs to be a part of the routine. House number 5 is all about freedom, adventure, and change. It encourages movement and new experiences. It's great for social and highly energetic people. Also has a very exciting energy, but it can feel very restless and unstable. It's hard to maintain any kind of consistency in this home. This home can also be balanced with grounding. House number 6 is all about family, love, and responsibility. It creates a very warm, nurturing, caregiving environment that supports emotional health and well-being. The challenge of this home is its energy can be really overwhelming, and the occupants may attract responsibility overload. It will need to be balanced with self-care. House number 7 is all about wisdom, solitude, and spirituality. It's great for reflection, introspection, and deep thought. It supports spiritual growth and learning. It's a fantastic home for meditation and study. This home's challenges are it can feel very isolating and lonely. It can also make the occupants feel very detached. Regular socialization will be needed. House number 8, the home of success, wealth, and power. It attracts abundance and career growth. It supports ambition and financial gain. It encourages leadership and determination. Its challenge is it can create a workaholic environment. It can be very stressful if out of balance. It will need to be balanced with both grounding and rest. House number 9 speaks of transition, compassion, and endings. It encourages deep emotional growth, supports healing and major life changes. It's great for spiritual and humanitarian work. This house's challenges are it can be emotionally intense and it can bring about frequent transitions. It will require emotional stability from its occupants. House number 11 is the home of intuition, psychic energy, and inspiration. It carries a very strong spiritual energy. It's ideal for creatives and visionaries, and it supports insight. Challenges of this home is it can be very overwhelming. It can be challenging and intense and will require both balance and focus. House number 22 is about manifestation and leadership. It's ideal for turning dreams into reality. It supports leadership and innovation. This home's challenges is it requires both discipline and focus. It can bring about high expectations and pressure. It will need careful energy management. In the next post, we're going to discuss how to shift your house's number. House number may guide the energy, but we can always shift it. Let me know what you think and if this is helpful for you. May it be in the highest good. May we all have the day we deserve. Blessed be.
Whoa, child of God. That was quite interesting. Could you let us know, does what that good wave soul was telling us align with your house number and how you behave, or even your neighbors? I've tried to relate with it from even my friend's case here. And good wave souls, it's like those things is almost true. Anyway, thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for joining us today. I be your host Y311H. It's a pleasure to be with you. I hope you have enjoyed the videos to this point. This is just but the beginning. What's coming up is even more interesting, full of good vibes and love. In all these videos that have passed, my friend, can only say that we here believe in God Almighty, that is beyond religion, my friend, and He is full of love. And if you just spread love, He can reach to you, my friend, and He can help you manage in this life. Nothing can define your life apart from God. Let's continue watching and spread love together.
If you didn't know, there's certain videos circulating around on TikTok talking about elites eating mermaids, and I just want to make this very clear, okay? Mermaids do in fact exist. First of all, you have to understand that certain elites, let's just say, aren't like us underneath their, let's just say costume. But aside from that, if you have the balls and confidence and a team that just so happens to have some soundproof equipment, as dumb as that may sound, you can actually hunt them in some areas of the ocean. The only reason that you don't know about shit like this is because you don't explore areas of the internet outside of just Googling shit, okay? There's certain groups on Telegram, especially on the dark web, and I'm so serious right now, with fishermen that come from certain coastlines, and this can range anywhere from California all the way to Australia. They're literally all over the world. And they'll talk about not only catching them, but post their weight, their size, their length, their colored hair. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes into this. They even post pictures. They've even posted them on TikTok, but people don't believe that they're real most of the time. And announce out in the open, sometimes announcing that they're actually hunted down by the FBI, CIA, whatever it may be, that they deliver them to people that have a shit ton of fucking money. There's actually some hot spots in the United States. For example, if you go to the very end of Virginia Beach around 3 to 4 a.m., which I still hear stories on a monthly basis of people being taken out into the ocean by them, but regardless, you might see some sketchy ass looking people. Just know that there's a lot of aspects of this reality, including mermaids and cryptids even, that exist, but you just don't know about them. And many of you aren't aware of them simply because your mind isn't open to them actually existing. And you might call me crazy, that's completely fine. There's thousands of other people that know this information as well. I've even had personal experiences with cryptids. I even recorded them on camera a couple years ago. The lot that was across from my house, I actually caught what looked to be a Jinn, or in quotation, the Hat Man that was following me. I've caught the Fae on camera. I have these videos like long down in my TikTok. I'm pretty sure I have a playlist of them. But I mean, even in Colorado, I've had some skinwalker experiences. I've had a Wendigo experience that was the most terrifying fucking day of my entire life. If you go out to look for it, you will end up eventually fucking finding it. I'm just being completely honest with you right now. You can even ask the natives up in Colorado. They will tell you some crazy ass shit. But as for mermaids, I can tell you where to look and what time to do it.
Look at this freaking guy right here. This is one of the most genius marketing hacks I've ever seen. Here are the first principal reasons to why this works and how you can copy this in any business. It's called a micro commitment. Someone stops in front of the street vendor to check out this iPhone on the ground, or maybe to take it, and that is a micro commitment to standing in front of the street vendor, which means they're going to be more likely to buy. Then you got to think of anchoring. The value of an iPhone is likely 100 times more expensive than whatever the street vendor is selling. So the person going to pick up the iPhone iPhone thinks, I'm about to get $700 free, I can spend $10 at this street. And yes, this iPhone is glued to the ground thanks to the street vendor. Get my favorite marketing hacks right here.
So I have no idea what's going on right now, but check this out. This is not... Okay. So check this out. What is
travelers? We will soon push on for the Zaba Java jungle on the back of the giant butterfly. Watch your step and prepare to see flora and fauna like nothing you've seen before.
Yeah, why do I keep running into stuff like this? What is this? I got things to do. I can't be going in here in these imaginary portals. You let me know in the comments if I should come back here and open that door, because I'll be back here in 4 days.
I'm in some serious need of some solid advice, okay? So, ladies, any ladies, please stop scrolling and just listen for a second, okay? Because I know somebody has been through this, okay? I am dating my boyfriend. I love my boyfriend. We've been together for almost 2 years. We've moved in together. We've been living together for 5 months. And it's just not the way it used to be. It really isn't. And anytime I go home, I just know that we're going to fight about something. I'm going to say something wrong, or my tone is going to be wrong, or I'm going to do something to where it's just, our night's going to be ruined every single day. And I just don't know if I can do it anymore. Do I just need to take a break and leave the house for a couple of days? Or is this a sign that the relationship is not going to work in the future?
My life was ruined the day I found out you're not actually supposed to pee clear.
Yes, that's actually true. Having clear urine is actually not a good indicator of health. That actually could mean that you're drinking way too much water. You're probably drinking more than 3 liters a day. And what that means is that potentially over time, you could be putting yourself at risk for something called water intoxication. What happens is that normally kidneys are able to filter approximately 0.8 to 1 liter of water per hour. But for those who are drinking way too much water, for instance, they're drinking more than 1 liter per hour, that could cause them to have something called water intoxication. What that means is that the sodium in your blood is actually dangerously low, and that could lead to brain swelling. And what could happen over time is patients could have seizures, they could be put in a coma, and they could have unreversible neurological loss. Basically, your brain is getting injured, and over time it could lead to death of the brain. What I recommend is to make sure that you avoid drinking more than 1 liter per hour, making sure you're always watching how much water you're taking in, and also looking at your color of the urine. If it's yellow to amber, that is the appropriate color that you want it to be. If it's clear, that means you gotta slow down the water intake.
Oh, good web source. I thought water was life. How is this even possible? That if you drink too much water, allegedly it can alive you. Did you know that, my friends? Anyway, lots of interesting stuff we've seen together. You see, I hope there's something you have to tell us down below as we continue watching and spreading good vibes. Till the end, my friend, please hold on, because there is something here, something of great value that I'd like to share with you. I wouldn't want you to miss out on this. Let's continue spreading good vibes.
If you do an egg cleanse and you see a face or a spirit inside the cleanse, then that's usually the face of a spirit or the person that put the hex or curse on you. What you're looking at is the imprint that they left on your aura. Now that's usually not enough to break it, so you'll have to do a spiritual bath or a cleansing, but it's really cool.
Now that I'm home and I am safe, I can talk about this. When I tell you I just had the weirdest experience of my entire damn life at Walmart, I'm not joking. I had to literally get the hell up out the store. I left my stuff there and I took off. I came home as quick as I could. I want to know what the hell is going on with these timelines and shit because something ain't right. I've experienced glitches before, but I've never experienced a glitch like this. I'm going to show you guys a picture of me when I was younger and what my kids looked like. This was like 15 years ago. Okay, I want you to look at this picture because this picture of me, that is my signature haircut. That is the haircut that I get. Every time I chop my hair off, that is the haircut I get. It is that haircut that is stacked in the back and it comes to the front. That's my haircut. My kids will tell you that is my haircut. And what makes this even crazier is I was just talking to Babe the other day telling him I was going to cut my hair off and I was going to get that haircut. Like, that exact haircut. So I'm at Walmart and I'm shopping and I'm minding my own business. I do shopping, window shopping to kind of like get my me time and just kind of like time for myself, right? So I'm not really paying attention to what's going on around me. I'm in the clothing section and I'm looking at the clearance aisle. I just kind of feel a little bit funny, so I stop shopping and I look up and I look kind of to the left of me. My jaw drops, y'all. Tell me why I saw me and my kids from like 15 years ago standing literally 10 feet away from me. Like, what? No, it wasn't nobody else that I was mistaken for, me and my kids. It was us from like 15 years ago. I had that same haircut that I just showed you, but they looked like this. Like, I was too stunned to do anything. All I could do was sit there and watch her. Watch me? Us? I don't know. But the even crazier part is there was a boy that was with us. He was a little bit older than my oldest daughter, and the craziest part about that is I had a miscarriage when I was 18. And I knew it was a boy. But I sat there for like 2 seconds and I watched them and they looked so happy. And then reality hit me and I realized like what the fuck is going on, and it scared me and I just took off. But what's crazy to me is there was 3 kids there. So I don't know what timeline that was from or what happened there. But I am telling you, this was the craziest experience I've ever had in my entire life. And no, I'm not mistaking that for anyone else. I know what I looked like when I was younger. I know what haircut I had. I just sat there and I watched for like 2 whole seconds. I watched her interact with these babies. And she was the happiest that I've ever seen myself. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, how is this possible? Like, I don't understand this. Can somebody please explain this to me? Because this is blowing my mind. And, like, I'm scared right now. But I feel kind of at peace, if that makes sense. Like, I feel kind of like I got a little bit of closure, in a weird way. I am telling you that was me and my babies. Like, I'm telling you that was us. That was just a beautiful moment that I watched. And if you have any explanations or can kind of tell me what the hell just happened to me, please let me know below because I can't make sense of it and I'm freaking out.
If you don't know what's going on in this image, you probably should. It is just an embedded video with this woman who some of you recognize with the caption, "Tariffs or this?" Tariffs. Here's another post embedding the same video saying, "Is this the Longhouse?" If that word is nonsense to you, and it will be to most of you, 1, I envy you, but 2, you are kind of out of the loop on something that is happening behind the scenes. The clip these guys are embedding is a video that was posted almost a year ago of some women doing a TikTok trend. Gen Z boss mini. And that video has been an absolute obsession among right-wing anti-feminist accounts online. When Elon Musk came along and started making his cuts in the government, they posted this video saying, yes, finally, it will put a stop to this. When Donald Trump announced his tariffs on every country in the world, they said, yes, finally, he's fighting back against this. He's fighting back against the Longhouse. If you don't understand this, you are not going to understand how young men are going to be voting for the next few decades. I had to do a whole bunch of reading on the subject because I wrote a book in which a character is immersed in these beliefs. The belief among these extremely online men's rights types is that our old system of masculine values has been replaced with what they call the Longhouse. It is a proverbial communal house where everyone has lost their privacy in exchange for comfort, and that in such spaces it is women who make the rules, and so everything about the culture and how disputes are resolved is all done the feminine way. So the theory goes is that the way men resolve disputes is through direct confrontation or even physical violence. But women enforce rules through things like social isolation and reputational harm, gossip and rumors. They may not inflict physical violence, but they will cut you off from resources and your social network, so you still feel physical harms from it. And in modern corporate environments, compliance officers and HR reps are mostly women. So the reason they had this incredibly visceral response to this Gen Z boss Anamini TikTok dance is that they believe this is the oppressor class. This is related to that. If you have Netflix, you've probably seen them heavily promoting a show called Adolescence. The plot is that a 13-year-old boy is accused of killing a girl in his class, and then I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say that they quickly find out that he had kind of fallen down a rabbit hole of these right-wing influencers. He perceived that this female classmate of his had humiliated him online. She was going into the comments of his Instagram posts. So there's that dynamic that he perceives that she is attacking him in the feminine way by going behind his back and attacking his reputation, but then he struck back in the masculine way with physical force. But there's another layer to this that they were sure to include and is incredibly important. In the show, the father of the accused killer had a successful business doing manual labor. He's a plumber, and he was a former athlete. He was a big masculine dude, and his son is not equipped to do any of that stuff. So the son perceives correctly that the father has always been embarrassed by him. So throughout the show, you have these completely baffled parents saying, this kid had no criminal record, no history of getting in trouble. He was never abused. He has no psychological problems. We raised him in a comfortable home, in a nice neighborhood, at a nice school. How did this happen? Because they could not grasp that for some men and boys, if they perceive that they are being looked down on and humiliated, they would burn the world down to make that go away. And the theory is that his anxiety and depression is tied to a loss of masculinity across generations. Thus, the belief that we need the tariffs to bring back this kind of work. And those of you out there who have read my totally unrelated book are saying, oh, that's exactly the same thing. That's Abbott and that's Hunter. That this pressure cooker of grievance that guys like him are in is the black box mentioned in the title. Because the premise is not that young men like this do not have any legitimate grievance with the world. Everybody has some legitimate grievances. It's that when you spend 12 hours a day glued to a screen having those grievances reinforced continually, you lose all sense of perspective. To the point that you can watch a goofy little video like this and see it as a sign of the apocalypse.
Itty bitty titties and a bomb! Itty bitty titties and a bomb!
Desire paths are trails that appear in the world when a collective repeatedly walks to a place according to how it actually makes sense for them to get there. The technical term for it is mechanical erosion, and I think it's a fun concept. A collection of individuals, or even just one determined person, can carve a path into the world as a history of the natural desire to shave a few seconds or minutes off of their commute. And many desire paths are inherently anti-authoritarian. They appear in the world when planned paths are insufficient or convoluted or really just not ideal. Big path be damned. In rare cases, institutions, organizations, or communities will accept the wisdom of the desire path, lean into it, and pave an honest-to-God footpath there. The story goes that the awesome paths at Ohio State University here were started as desire paths in the early 1900s. This is what it looked like in 1905. So the university architect, Joseph Bradford, proposed this map of what's called the Oval and Long Walk in 1914. Sometimes an institution will formalize a desire path but make it shitty, and then another one springs up right beside it. Other institutions think that they can fight the Borg and attempt to dissuade desire path makers from getting to their destination effectively. But resistance is futile. So far, I've only focused on desire paths made by people, but animals are just as prone to making them. Dogs make them all the time, and we love a dog-done desire path. Ducks make desire pond paths in duckweed, plants, and algae. And here's an icy duck desire path. And in my opinion, all game trails are desire paths. And finally, snack downs are an interesting subtype of desire path. They show where cars actually drive on the road, especially when they're going slower than usual. So snack downs can be an effective natural demonstration of what can be done to slow down traffic and shorten pedestrian crossings. So if you're feeling frosty, take the path less traveled. It can make all the difference.
Wow, wow, wow. Humans are adorable, right? And that architecture in that big university in English lands, that was one fantastic admin, you see? He made that place look extremely fantastic. And he just used the people's ideas and ways of thinking. That is fantastic. Good vibe source from those different parts in that university. It is clear that we all don't think the same. We have different perspectives of life and different stuff. And in these videos you have seen, I hope you have all left your perspectives down below. Now I told you in the middle of the video, there was something precious that I would share with you. This something precious, my friends, comes from a precious book of wisdom here, or the constitution of human beings. Do you know what it tells us today? This is what it says. For the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hand formed the dry land. Come, let us bow down in worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. This is interesting. Psalms 95:3 going down. Child of God, this book, my friend, is full of wisdom. Just that passage tells us of the greatness of God and what we need to do in life just to please this Creator. Let's talk to them like the book is telling us and give thanks together. Dear Lord Father, we thank you for this farm. Come before you today in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Thank you for the videos we have been watching, Father, and the life-transforming experience that you have given this viewer. Thank you for the blessings you passed to them, Father. Thank you for your mercies, dear Lord, in their lives and for forgiveness of all their sins. Dear Lord, may this video impact the life of all those people it will reach out there, Father, and uplift their souls. And as you do great things for them, include us too, Father. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Till next time, child of God, peace, love, and good vibes be with you. I've been your host, White311H.